see.
Okay. Automatically.
No.
So you, if you see something like that, you have to record it.
He already knows. Like when we walk in here, he's got to keep it running. Because if he hits it by the time he thinks he saw it, it's already gone.
Yes.
So he's
You
just
hear
got to
that?
keep it running.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know when to turn it off. Is that fair? All right.
Perfect.
So, all right. So Cam, you will be able to unmute as soon as we get through this history. Okay. So I'm going to breeze through this because you guys had a lot of questions up towards the beginning. So I'll be as fast as I can so we can actually get to work. So welcome to a parking lot. Congrats, you made it. I told you, I don't take you to the typical spaces. This place used to be something relevant to the history of Charleston. It was the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion actually sat in the front of this space, facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant and came all the way across. And in the back of the space is where the servant and slave quarters were. Now, who the heck were these people? Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you guys weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. In the event the name Charles comes up there, I need a secondary clue from RHETT so I know which one it is and we know how to address them. Does that make sense now? Now, moving on. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. That's a big deal for us, but I hate politics more than everybody here combined. We're going to move on. If I don't give those gentlemen that recognition, they will do it for me in a very nasty manner through a spirit box, and I don't want that to happen. So I've seen it dozens and dozens of times. Moving forward, we're going to move to Eliza. She has a much better history anyway. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly like that because I'm straight for the car every time. Wrong person. You guys are going to have to swap, you know that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to get my ass arrested.
Please don't.
If you ask Eliza how old she was when she got married, do not expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from, like 12 and 14 when young ladies got married. Think of today's standards, because the husband was over double her age when they got married. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. I'm just going to point that out. I'm giving you guys clues. Which, by the way, communication device people, this is where I start withholding information so you have actually a genuine experience. I will not give you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn. You will get the answers from your spirit boxes. So, Eliza marries her husband because her father is over in England where he thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that year to get a green card because we are not a country yet. She married him out of love. This is a true love story. There is nothing horrific about this location. I'm just going to point that out right now. It's actually a place of respect. Moving on. Now, she was correct. Dad didn't die right away. Instead, Dad starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing right now. One of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant that makes blue dye, that makes your blue jeans blue. Some of you are wearing it right now, because that's how we use it today. When Eliza got the seeds, she didn't know what to do with them. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated. It's not always warm here all the time. Then she learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill and they were going to make a killing with their indigo. She was right, they did. We now have the first very early international businesswoman during colonial days. So yeah, something absolutely unheard of. Now, that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird stuff. Yes, Cam?
Isn't there like a restaurant like close to here called Indigo?
It's actually the Indigo Inn.
Okay.
And if you remember, we actually met on the corner of Pinckney Street as well. So that's good eye. So he's all over it. Love it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pass out a set of questions. They're focus questions. You can either say these things out loud or you can just focus on them. Keep in mind that South Dakota might be asking a question and Cam might get the answer. We never know where they're going to go. So that's why you guys are going to tell me all the silly things that you're getting. So starting off with RHETT, because yours gives us the most, you're going to focus on Eliza's death. 4 major things that we get answers to: how old she was when she died, what she died from, where she's buried, which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So very specific, not yes or no
She
question.
died, where she was buried, age, how old she was, and the president.
You got it, all 4. So Cam, your questions are going to be about the mansion. Yours only gives us like 1 to 2 syllables at a time. So you're going to ask what happened to the mansion because it's obviously not here anymore. And then if you get the what, or if somebody else gets the what, we will often get 2 or 3 numbers from the date. So you'll be looking for numbers as well. It's a very specific date. So again, I get very excited when we get the date numbers. So the 2 of you, so South Dakota and Katie,
Yes.
your devices are going to be hopefully working in tandem. So Katie, you're going to be looking for Eliza's initials in order. No anagram or scramble of it. ELP in that order. We've gotten it here in the past. The reason why I'm going to give you the L and not the full maiden name is because that's the Eliza I just told you about is the second wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. First wife dies, 5 months later, he marries the one I just told you about. Her name was also Eliza, and she also had a maiden name that started with the letter L. So you're going to be finding out which Eliza we're dealing with, and hopefully you get the answers. Yours is also kind of a catch-all, so in the event that Cam is asking questions like about the mansion, you might get the answers on yours as well.
You gonna hold it out?
Cameras, you guys already know what you're looking at.
No,
Yours.
we're good.
Did you get anything about 14 yet? Okay, so that's your new base, 17.3. Once we actually, like when we regroup and I bring us all back, I'll kind of do a round robin with everybody, take a few notes, and I'll bring us back to kind of show you how everything either tied together or what answers we actually got that were direct. So pretty cool stuff. We usually get stuff out of this location on a nightly basis, so we're already starting to see a little bit of a spike. The average, just so you know, is between 18 to 22 of this location, but the highest I've ever seen that thing go has actually been here. Ever. 14 years of ghost hunting has been at this location. It errored out, which means it went over 200. I don't even know how high it went. And it did that 3 times in a 5-minute time period.
Okay,
We got the hell out of here. Yeah,
There's
the place
something
can be a
happening?
little wonky. Get yours unmuted. Cameras, you're already recording. We're going to spread out, stay away from the vehicles, and I'm going to do round robins with everybody. I got to keep Katie back with me so I can show her how to work that thing because she hasn't had a letter yet.
Am I doing something wrong?
Nope, I think I turned the sensitivity down. We'll write notes. You can. I've seen a lot of people do that.
So
with
just
that
like
box.
walk around.
You're going to stay with me for
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a minute. But yeah, everybody's just
Do you
going
want
to be
us?
kind of wandering. And
Do you want to
catch
sit?
up with
You want to go with
everybody.
Dad? You guys,
I have the
you guys
cameras?
both have
Yeah, you
cameras.
two stick together.
Okay.
All right.
Like just in this parking lot, Nick?
Yep, you got it. Just stay right in these confines. If somebody comes through, just go the opposite way.
I don't like the noise from cameras.
Most of this stuff is just kind of recreational, so don't worry about it, okay? That's some hot garbage right there. It's a garbage.
I don't like this. I really don't like this.
Don't worry, man. There's nothing. Trust me. There's nothing to worry
I'm
about.
really about to cry. Oh my gosh. I'm literally about to cry. It's really creepy for me.
Trust me. There's nothing to worry about, okay? Hey, this is like 95% recreational. I'm serious.
I don't
Trust
know
me.
what that means.
That means this is just for fun. Like this is, a lot of this stuff is just for fun, right? Like,
Yeah, but it's just like weird
it's just
stuff that I
kinda
get
creepy, but it's
that I
fun.
get from trees. I don't like creepy even.
It's okay,
like,
bud.
that's-
Hey, Dad's here, Mom's here.
Like I'm always scared. I feel like
I know, but you're tough, man. This is just...
I literally have
Have what?
like there's not even a.
I know, we're just kind of walking around and then we'll go back. and-
But the thought of walking around at 9:30
Oh,
at
buddy.
Charleston,
Oh, buddy, you're
probably
here.
the place that
We're here,
has
man.
one of the most ghost tours and stuff. Little weird stuff.
cool, like,
I'm just happy I didn't get a spirit box.
Yeah.
I would never want to do that.
See, it's weird, like, seeing a cold spot like that, but it's just, it's not really that much colder. Because, look, that one's 73, 72. And then, like,
You should tell.
this is
Why
like
is that black?
80.
Why was that black?
Right there.
Black.
There's just nothing. It's just not colder. It needs to be like 15 degrees colder. Isn't that what he said?
There's like something
Where?
feels
Let's see
like
it.
like
Where?
there's like right there.
Where? Oh, it's just the stop sign, man.
Okay.
See how it look? You see how it like picks up the signs on yours? Like when you hold it up, see it's just picking up the signs. Right?
Okay. Can we have Mom stay with us too?
She was just wandering over there.
To me, it's just so weird talking to a box.
I feel like I need like a happy song. I feel like I need like a happy song. Like for bad. I need to listen to like a happy song. It gets me not scared. Hey Mom, can you stay with us?
Look at this. Like I know this
You
isn't
get
anything,
something?
but look.
Dude, all I can hear is the basketball.
You're getting something.
That are just letters.
All I heard was that.
Yeah, that could be.
No, it's just scrambled. Not really quite.
Did you tell him about it?
Yeah, he knows. He knows. What are you? Do you see anything?
No. Most I've seen is a tree.
Eliza, what is your maiden name?
What is he doing?
We're gonna ask a question. Eliza, who's your husband?
Like, it's cool to think about, but once you're actually doing it, it's scary.
It's kind of cool. We're searching. Eliza, what is your maiden name?
That's true. Mom, please stay.
Here, I'm gonna turn this off.
Did you tell you to turn left?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
I'm trying to make sure this works. We not walk around like close to here.
No?
Yeah. Can we like go that way?
Towards the middle? Just trying to. Oh, I gotta
Got
turn
something?
it off again. No.
Do you have to turn it off when it reaches max letters?
Yeah. What's my name?
You're supposed to ask. Like, it's just it's like trying.
I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it back on.
Just gonna be 25.
What questions are you supposed to ask?
Again, same number.
You see it anything?
No, just trees. You ask.
Does everybody kind of watch the car?
Car coming in. Car. Stay, like, let's stay together.
Oh, Nick, I'm just looking for like cold spots.
So when I'm watching this part of the video, because the wall, I know it's covered with cars right now, but the wall will hang on to the heat from the day's sun. So if a blue dot like starts to bounce around that thing, obviously we have something starting to manifest. I have caught like 3 figures like standing next to each other in here, and that'll make much more sense when I tell you, about the rest of the family when we regroup. But we've caught other things moving around in here as well that were
Looks like-
definitely not like man-made objects or people standing around. Anything else?
I didn't know if it was a 6, but
Okay.
yeah.
And Parker, how you doing on yours, bud? You're starting to see a lot of things that are just
I-
man-made
I'm
objects,
s-
right?
I'm starting to see stuff, but it doesn't have like the leg
Okay.
things.
So you're debunking things for us. I'm showing you that ghost hunting isn't always a scary thing, where
Yeah.
people like to make stuff up. Ariana, any other numbers I need to know about? Okay, Rhett, what do you have extra right now? Rhett, what have you
Wait,
heard?
when those people
Say
leave,
again? What
come
have you
here.
heard?
Can you like do it right there?
Yeah. There's nothing right here.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Just write down it. Yeah, you're good. You're on the right path. It's just all really, really vague. That's why I said you guys can mix these up, you know, from location to location. Like everybody did with it. What's funny is a lot of people will leave reviews for me and it's small complaints like, I wish we got to use more different devices. And I'm like, swap them out. Like I just handed out these devices. 124.
Even.
Triple digits.
Where was it?
It's in there. I think it's a good time to call it and kind of see what's going on. Cam, you didn't get anything else? Okay. Your red stuff is pretty big. Alright, let's rein everybody in. Cameras, go ahead and hit a stop to those. Unless, Mike, you think you got something you're just debunking.
Do I hit stop too?
What was it? Here. Aluminum cans on the ground.
Wait, I thought I just stopped.
Alright, let's rein them in, guys. Let me show you all the answers to this.
Do we stop recording? Do we stop recording?
Yep. Hit that stop. Nice and low because these people didn't pay to get it. So, there you go. No doubt. Like I said, that's what we're doing.
I feel like we went here on our last tour.
Yeah, it's a staple for every other ghost tour.
Yeah.
Alright, so talk to me, right? What do you got?
Take it off.
Yeah, what do you got? Tell me what you
All right.
read them off, I'll cherry pick it.
Kettle, hiding place, glowing, buddy, Jesus, center, together, not. I put a question mark next to that because I don't know if I heard that right. Final announcement, scary movie, boom, mistakes, home, woman, the one, I don't want to, adventure of a lifetime, and sending out an SOS. But that was the police song.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, send me.
We all sang it in our heads, so we know what it was. Alright, what's on our word list? So Lisa, what do you have on yours? Give me like the last 5 terms. Starting at the top.
And, cannon, candle, pay, surprise, cash.
I know.
I know. Yeah, that was
That
weird.
would be the only reason
the
I
cash
actually allowed
surprise
people in my
pay.
group is because they drop cash. So I actually have to any crazy letters that we need to go on over here?
No, I wish.
Okay, so in here, you're just going to be looking for initials in here again. Letters are R-I in that order. So just let me know if they pop up while we're here. So cameras, you guys got the gist. You should be hitting record. So there you go, Mike. Just
It's
keep it
already
nice
on
and low.
record.
Belly shots. We want to try to get a long view of the alley. Now this is a very, very popular area for other ghost tours. They really kind of cut through us, and we'll just kind of split the seas and let them pass by. We're all telling the same story down here, just so you know. This was actually the space I was going to take out this year because they do change this up every year. But this ghost likes to follow me around, which is where the name Amanda came through. And I was kind of like, are you serious right now? kind of keep that in mind when these other tours come through. We're not allowed to go all the way through this, so they can't exit that way. They have to exit over here. So remember, you're at an 8 or above is what we're looking for because of the lamp post. Kind of give off a little bit up to a 7. So we've done plenty of measurements to kind of know what the electricity is in here. Please let me know if you get it above an 8. So I'm stalling so that these folks can actually pass through. So let's just kind of split the seas. Red, if you could let these folks pass through. All right.
You're not
How you doing,
allowed.
guys? Good.
You're not allowed to go all the way through.
I'm going to explain why.
Okay.
I've actually been kicked out of here.
Is that like just like a tour agent or like just general public cannot do
The
that?
general public can.
Okay.
I cannot speak to it. All right, so what is this place? This is Philadelphia Alley. This used to be called Dueler's Alley. Like I said, every ghost tour tells this story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. You're not on the cheesy campfire marshmallow kind of ghost tours around us. So let's get into this and I'll breeze through it so we can actually stir it up and then we're going to go, like Ariana's a little worried about. This is where some of the duels used to take place for the city of Charleston. So yes, this was a hiding spot. The reason why is because dueling was illegal in the 1700s and they had to find a spot that they would do it. So, exactly. Of course he's going to, exactly, take 10 paces, turn and shoot. So, he knows the rules apparently. He only took 4 steps, but he got it.
Perfect alley, right?
If I took 10 steps, y'all would think, I'd be like, where's he going?
Bless you. He's going to find $20. That's where we're thinking about. So he's going to be all about that $20 now. So a doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. There's your first set of initials of RI. So his name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. Now, in the event that the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up while we're here on RHETT's recording, it is not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of his name. But he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash, and the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money. So he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. So he comes down here to Charleston to prove that he's not just after her money. He's going to make his own. And on his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. Kind of like having a really bad Uber driver in today's terms. But somebody was walking by, and his name was Ralph Isaacs. So there's your second set of RI, by the way. Ralph Isaacs. This group pass through.
It's like too dark here for this. Like
Not necessarily.
there's nothing.
So in this location,
I can't see
once we get this group to pass through us, Parker, you're going to basically grab the top handle, and you're just going to kind of hold it at your side and get a nice long view of the alley. So, yep, just like that, but on the opposite side. Yeah, it'll be good. So again, we'll get through this story pretty quickly, and you'll have a nice clear view of the alley. So again, if you like, stand on this side and put the camera in your left hand, and just hold it at your side. You don't have to hold it out. Hold it like a briefcase. Yeah, just hold it like a briefcase. That's why the top handle's there. So nice and still, perfect. And if we get anything, the cool thing is when you don't know that you caught something, and then I get to go through it and find it. That's kind of how the cool part of this goes. Anyway, back to Ralph Isaacs. The RI is because he has the same initials as where the doctor came from. So we are getting the letters RI all the time on regular spirit boxes. So I bought the device that you're using to verify it, and we've gotten it about half a dozen times in the past year. So just whenever I bring up Ralph's name, Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from my friends, and you'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, and the two gentlemen became friends. Now, the longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point that he's not after Amanda's money. She gets wind of this, that he's making his own money, and they're going to be married. So she's going to come down, and Doc figured out that she's going to be coming down, and he became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is another reason why I hate this story, is because every haunted city you will ever visit will have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor, and there's legitimate proof of that. I'm going to get into it. So Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. Now we're on to the duel. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. He gets better seats to these plays. So on their way home from seeing Richard III one night, they are arguing over the new actress that they just saw. Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance. Back home in Rhode Island, it got really ugly. They went their separate ways. Ralph has friends around town. He puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of stuff. Doctor saw the ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. Somebody is going to die. Keep in mind that this argument started over an actress. Pretty dumb and stupid, right? So the two gentlemen came down, back to back, just like Rhett demonstrated earlier. Took their 10 paces, they turned. The doctor pointed his gun in the air, and he shot his one shot. He didn't want to kill his friend, just wanted to have the courage to show up to the fight. But Ralph has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Probably hurt like hell too. Doc fell to the ground. He didn't die, but his friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. I'm going to point out two things. First off, it's 1786. Gunshot wounds back then, a lot different than what we know of them now. Secondly, he's a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. Obviously, he failed. Now, the other tours will tell you, listen for the whistles. We have 2 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, it's going to be on one of those 3 devices. And yes, we caught them. But I won't say that dozens and dozens of times on the spirit box that RHETT's using, we've caught the whistling part of a song and then the word doctor from a commercial immediately after it. So again, happens all the time. And I don't look for it, it just happens. So if you're going to try this on your own, by the way, and use the voice recorders from your phone, because again, layman folks can walk through, just regular general public. I can't. I've actually been booted out of here, like I was starting to explain to Katie, but the story part of it's better, so I waited for the whole group. Just remember, if you're going to do it and you capture a whistle, that every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Carmelin Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I do it every single day, because I do like to pass this alley by just to throw a whistle. So let's talk about how I actually got kicked out of here. That's the fun part of the story, and tells you why we're going to the next location we're going to. The alley didn't go all the way through that way. There used to be a wall up there. The reason why is this was called Cow Alley before it was Dueler's Alley. The reason why is this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So what does that mean for you guys? That means that the bricks down on the other side, down by Queen Street, are older than the ones you're standing on. They were put in first. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, and fingerprint swipes and others.
Those?
Yep, all the way down at the end. Now, I used to take my group through here to show them that handprint for a history lesson, because there's nothing paranormal about it. You guys already know how I feel about going to stare at a headstone and hopefully a ghost is going to be there. That's the last place you're going to find that kid that made that handprint. November 26, 2020, my entire group of 10 is huddled around that brick waiting for something to happen with all of the gear that I handed out. I'm trying to shoo them along. I know nothing's going to happen. We're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley, trying to shoo them along out of respect, not realizing we were out of bounds for tours. I'm still new at this. So the new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter thought it was hysterical because her father was getting yelled at. So we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart for over 10 years, and you guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving and have scarred me for life on Thanksgiving. So the next day was the 28th. I called my partner that I had at the time, and I told him what happened. He laughed his ass off just like my daughter did and said, dude, you're not allowed to go down that far. You're only allowed to go down halfway. Otherwise, you got to reroute your group. I'm sold out again for Black Friday. So I told my group I don't believe in the next story because I never had anything happen over there, and I'm into vampires, not pirates. Obviously, we're discussing pirates next, in case you guys didn't figure that out. So before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. We get around the corner. I told them what I did know about pirates in Charleston, which wasn't much because I only had a day to do some quick research. Somebody else with a spirit box heard the number 300. I didn't know what that meant. I wrote it down. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. So I keep taking you guys back there over and over and over again. It is a 50-50 roll of the dice. And normally I get those woes and that makes sense. I was actually quite pissed off. Let me explain. Master's degree in creative writing. Whenever I'm writing anything, and especially doing anything paranormal, any facts and data, pirate stories are written from pirate lore. That's where they come from. The pirate lore was written 100 years after the days of Blackbeard. So again, it's a lot of reading to be able to verify everything we're about to find. So just kind of keep that in mind as we kind of go through that story. When we get around the corner, I will breeze through that one with Anne Bonny, and we will be able to spread out like what we did at the Pinckney Mansion site. Hopefully we'll get things from Dr. Black, because he does like to follow us around a little bit, and he will show up at our last stop as well, because that 59 Church Street of where he lived is nearby our last stop, so he will creep through that as well. So any other major questions on dueling? Anything crazy going on with the word list that we know about?
A few strange things.
Like what?
What's hibbit hop?
Hippity hop?
Hippity hop. Okay,
Yeah,
got
what else
it.
I could try to say hippity hop?
Oh, okay, yeah. Hippity. Okay. Solar public hippity hop. Assistant. Where
like
work drill.
Yeah, 11 nothing. What it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Any letters I need to know about, Katie? Okay, Rhett, did you hear anything? I know you were kind of focused on me, and he's back on track.
Bro,
What'd you get?
I did the whistle.
Did you get a whistle?
Yeah, but I didn't get doctor after.
Okay, which means doctor's probably going to show up somewhere. Do you have RX or DR on yours? Because those are both doctory type identifiers.
Maybe you need to unmute it at
Well,
this point.
normally when I'm speaking, I told him to keep it on mute, so that way I'm not losing track. So,
Make me break the rules.
he's all right. We're gonna go up and talk about rated R pirates, because yes, Anne Bonnie is definitely a rated R pirate. I will keep it PG-13 as much as I possibly can. You will unmute along the way, Cam, just so you know. So when we stop, you'll let me know what you guys found. So keep on listening in, and then we'll see what we get with the EMF. Just gonna keep in mind we will be on the sidewalks. So when we get into the space, you'll let me know the 2.5s are higher, so where you're gonna be going back to. Cameras, if you want to keep rolling, it's completely up to you. We're just gonna go up and around the corner and stay clear of all the other tours, because we're the weirdos. If you were wondering where they were at, look around. You're them. All right. Let's get back to work.
What is the circulation?
No, that's not the circulation. It's a symbol. Oh, watch your step, buddy. There's like a rock.
It's not nothing.
We got high. High count.
Oh well.
Over here in case anybody wanted to sit down for a few minutes as we kind of go through this history, kind of give you guys a break. Yeah, let's get you muted. Did you hear anything?
I heard committed.
Committed. That's interesting. And the BILL?
Yeah, it was. I showed him just so
Yeah,
it was built.
I saw it.
Nice. Again, if anybody wants to sit down, that's part of the reason why I brought us over here. I didn't know if anybody wanted to relax for a few minutes.
Are you gonna sit down?
So,
Yeah, let's go. That's
yeah,
fine.
how about it? I bring people over here on a weekly basis. Most of the time I bring them to the back. This is where I bring us to kind of regroup anyway.
Oh, this is perfect.
All right. Perfect.
Let's help the person.
No, there's room for stuff.
I love that I started this running with your family.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Yeah, no, actually, they said my Indian name.
What's that?
Do you actually have an Indian name? No. Mike, you can move that bag.
I'm good, man.
It feels
See,
good.
Give you guys a little break. You guys been working hard. All right, so you guys are in the perfect position for recording. Love it.
So should we record?
I'm already recording.
Well, weird. I got more names. Michael, McDonald, Relief, Fry, Grace.
Nothing. Okay. I mean, names and numbers usually don't lie, so I'll definitely write down Michael. Just kind of see where that falls. So did you guys happen to notice the crosses on this little building as you kind of came across it? Those are not crosses. Those are earthquake bolts. They're big. I mean, you could see one of them on the other side over there. So earthquake bolts, if you're not familiar with them because you don't live here, they're basically giant turnbuckles. They go all the way through the building, and in the event we have another earthquake, you can tighten them up. And it's supposed to tighten the building so it doesn't incur any further damage.
You had that at your house in Normal.
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's a great idea. It just doesn't work. So they're all over town in the form of Charleston charm, kind of stuff. So lions and pineapples and all that kind of stuff. But I bring these ones up specifically because it's part of the reason why we're here. These earthquake bolts specifically are the first set that Charleston ever put in. The reason why is this is the oldest government building in South Carolina. This building was being constructed at the same time that Anne Bonny was coming here to start a new life. This is what I call a familiar. So for those of you that watch the TV shows or don't, I'll explain. They use a new device on there called a Boo Buddy. It's basically a teddy bear with that little blinky light device in there, so in case a child comes near it, it'll go off and say, ooh, that tickles. It's kind of creepy all at the same time. But they do that because they want the child to recognize the teddy bear as a toy. Think of that concept with this building. We don't have any buildings this old, so the hope here is that Anne is here because she recognizes something from her own era. So it is a 50-50 roll of the dice that she'll be here, but again, we will get some Dr. Ladley over from time to time here. So, moving forward, the building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years? No, not at all. I'll answer for you. But our history begins right in the middle of its construction. I will breeze through this as quickly as I can because there's a lot going on here. So that way we can actually get back to work. 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormack. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is her mother. Are you guys with me so far? Yes. The three of them running away from her father's angry wife. How mad was that wife that she kicked them out of the damn country? Just gonna put it out there at 1708, there's no planes, it's all by boat. They land in Georgetown, that's between us and Myrtle Beach. It's about 90 minutes north of here. Dad bought a plantation up there, Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to Charlestown to sell things from that plantation to help keep things afloat up there. Hence the familiar building. Now Anne back home in Ireland was said to be kind of a badass when she was back home in Ireland. They say when she was only 7, 8, 9 years old, they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. So again, just giving you her mentality as we kind of move through her story. Fast forward, the building's done in 13. By 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. She's going to fall in love with one of these guys so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. So it's a man's world during these days. The first guy she fell in love with, and I said first very slowly because there was a good handful of these guys. That's what makes the story, and we're going to go through all of them. The first guy was James Bonney. You already know where this one's going. I've already told you her pirate name. So they get that didn't approve because he's a filthy pirate. They ran away to Jamaica and got married, and Cormac became Anne Bonny. That's where the pirate name is. And when they get down there, she realizes that her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer. That means he's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wanted. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. I'll keep track for you. This is John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack.
It's a tree, buddy. It's the trees. It's a tree.
I know, but it's like
Calico Jack,
fully
this is the
excited
guy
about
that
me.
they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering who this guy actually was. Now, Jack has his own ship, he has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a
That's
pirate
fine.
ship. Does anybody know why? You can't put a female on a pirate ship and try to keep it family friendly based on the audience.
Yeah.
No.
Feels like
No.
there's too many pirates that have
It's
been on there.
bad
alone.
luck.
Oh, it's bad luck.
It is bad luck. That was the big old pirate claim. So he makes a deal with her. If you dress like a guy and look like my crew, you can be part of the crew. She's okay with this. The reason why, Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. Most of us are adults here. Let's put 2 and 2 together. She is a female in his quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. You can't have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out that she's a girl. So before she starts to show her pregnancy, Jack drops her off in Cuba. Have the baby over here, come back later, and we'll figure it out. She goes and has the baby, returns without a baby. We have no idea what happened to the baby. None of my researchers ever found it. She also comes back dressed as a female. This makes Jack pretty angry. Now everybody's going to know he let a girl on the ship. To make him even more mad, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured down below deck. Guy number 3. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy to be part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. So now we have 2 females dressed like male pirates. Now, her name is Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Mary and Anne became friends, maybe lovers, we're not really sure based on the time period. But the British find out where they are, they send a whole fleet of ships to come take down one pirate ship. Rumor is Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks. They don't know how to use the cannons yet. So, and with that, obviously 2 ladies with 1-bullet guns cannot take on a whole fleet of Navy ships. They get arrested. As they're being arrested, she looks at her captain in bow and says, "Jack, I'm sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog." The word dog shows up a lot in our communication devices, just so you know. Now, the judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so violently on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight. They're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front, reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves. The judge doesn't care that they're female. He's still going to hang them. They're still pirates. We plead our bellies, is what they shouted back, because you cannot hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. So he delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne and brings her home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4. We're going to count Mary because we're not really sure. She has 4 kids and dies at the age of 84. Very abrupt ending because we don't know anything truthful about her after her pirate career. Mary Reed died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates died from in a Jamaican jail. Use your imagination. Most books will tell you it was fever. I'm going to say make it romantic. Call it scurvy. Why the hell not? Now, I'm not going to control this environment like what we did at the Pinckney Mansion. You can ask whatever you want to in here. I am going to tell you a few things I left out of the history so you had something to work with. I did not tell you the names of the parents, the father and the mistress. However, we already have the name of the father, don't we, Katie? What do you think his name was?
Bill?
William.
William?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
So, they got the Bill.
It's strong enough.
So now you need to figure out who the mother was, what the
I
name
know.
was. I did not tell you the name of Calico Jack's ship, the city that Anne grew up in Ireland. I didn't tell you what that was, or the color of her hair. So we are going to be able to spread out in here. Looks like we still have a few cars left from the church, so just kind of avoid those people going to their vehicles. Ariana, if we get anything on there, I will be excited. 2.5. You should be probably sitting at flat zeros or something very low from this transformer right here. But normally it's along the back half that I look and get excited about stuff, so that way you're not near the parking meters and the 2 transformers in the corner. So again, a 2.5 is exciting here, and your camera likes to act up in here, Mike. So if you see any like white scrambles, like an old tube TV, just let me know. I haven't seen it in quite some time, but normally whoever you're filming, their device will stop working. I've seen it several times over the past 3 years that I've been coming here. Any crazy words I need to know about, Lisa?
Poor, weather, generation, cockroaches. What was the first?
Pour.
Like, pour a drink.
Okay.
Oh.
weather generation, cockroaches.
Hold it back up.
Cockroaches concern me a little bit more.
It's a tree, okay? It's a tree.
Funny is
But
we
didn't you
didn't
say
see-
if there was three
we didn't
dots?
see- Well, actually, we call them
Yeah, but
palmetto.
it's still a tree.
We didn't see. What's that? With the palmetto bugs?
They're the big.
I don't think I've ever seen them fly.
In Raleigh, we call them water bugs.
But you don't see like anything really
But
cool,
we didn't
right?
see Remy when we were in the alley. Like, we were literally right in. We have a giant rat. He's about that long.
Oh.
And he lives in that area where I
Oh,
stop. And he
weird.
just likes to go across the fence, you know, along the wall there. So we didn't see him tonight. I don't know why. But yeah, we're going to spread out in here unless you want to stay here seated and kind of, you know, watch your word list to see what you got going
I
on.
think I will watch my word.
She looked very comfortable. That's why I
Thank
pointed
you.
her out.
I am quite comfortable.
walk with you
Oh, by the way,
Kinda-
if you are a smoker or brought a bottle of rum, it will probably attract Ann Bonnie even more. So how about it in this location? So if you want the tobacco and rum, do it up.
Anyone?
Anybody brought the rum?
Yeah.
I'll do a quick scope of the area. And if I can't
Quick
find
scope
it,
of the area.
All right. Am I coming
if I
with
can't find anything, then I'll go sit back down.
This one's hard.
Palmetto bug.
This one's hard.
Why, Kim?
I think Grandma's got a cool one. I feel like
She does. Yours is cool too.
mine's cool because it's like night vision. And look at this. Right. Should be able to change the color.
Oh, but you're supposed to. It's supposed to be night vision, buddy. You don't understand.
But like I can change it to like blue night vision.
That's cool that I got Bill pop up, huh?
Eh. I can't. Okay. I can't find it. I can't see it.
Walk with me. Hold on. Let's go sit.
Have you found anything yet?
No.
Like any?
Well, I showed you Bill. Remember?
I mean, you have the. Just tell me if you have any like names.
I will.
Keep thinking that sign is a person. Keep thinking that sign is.
Corner over here. No, anything?
No.
No. All right, let's go this way. Walk your step. Kind of hold it up. You said kind of down by your waist too.
Somehow I can still hear the other guy's spirit box. That can't.
Oh, he's got headphones on.
Yeah, and I can still hear it.
Cold. You get cold?
No, I have a sweatshirt on. A good sweatshirt. I'm not finding anything. Can you ask it questions?
Yeah.
Like, what's his...
What is your mother's name? Did we start it here soon?
Ask it again.
What is your mother's name?
Wait, can you slow down? Whoa!
That's the roofs. The rooftops. That's Kim. There's people. Turn it this way, maybe. Maybe hold on, slow down. Kind of turn it slowly. Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm gonna go back. No, I didn't get anything.
No?
Yeah. Over there, like, we were thinking it was, my dad were thinking there was trees, but it had like the 3 dots and the legs and the bodies.
Did you record it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be able to check it out when I get to the office and kind of see
Okay.
what you had going on there.
You should be able to see it, actually. Here.
Yeah?
Ruby twice.
Ruby.
Yeah.
Interesting. What were you asking?
What her mother's name was.
It was not Ruby, but you want to take a guess at what her hair color was?
Red.
Is it red?
It was.
Oh.
I feel like it was getting awfully close to.
What'd you get?
I mean, there's nothing. Like,
It's giving me more vowels.
I know, but it was like awfully close to my name. I'm like, oh my gosh, if that's gonna be an A. I'm gonna freak out. Charles? Charles.
Charles and Blue. We normally get an introduction, and then he will tell me something about the wife that's buried in Philadelphia. The funny thing is the first wife is also buried in the same cemetery.
Okay.
He doesn't talk about her. He only talks about the one in Philly.
Okay.
So we'll normally get that, and then something about her. It could be her birthday, it could be the indigo, it could be any of those things. Love it.
I don't have anything, so. I just want to
So
tell
you guys are saying like how these all tie together.
Sorry.
This is like super cool. I love
Words.
the fact that she had a full name.
Charles.
Because William is going to be one of those. And I did look up Bill in the 1700s was a short
Cockroaches.
name at
Yeah.
that point in time. Because again, you would think like it wouldn't be like
It's kinda cool, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was like late 1600s.
It's
So
like
what
scary
did
the
you see? You're
first
still
one.
seeing the.
I didn't
You
see
were
anything.
seeing. Oh, what about it? Was that just the tree that you saw earlier when it was
It
pointing up
might
there?
be. I have no idea.
Just know that I don't always bring out that device.
Hey, I'm gonna share my notes on the with
you could just
with
reference
you.
me.
Yeah. And I've labeled them by the
And I've been
places.
cherry picking, like as you've been telling me things, and I feel like they're relevant. There might be something weird that I don't normally see. Yeah, when you guys get this report back, like it's like 10 pages long. Like it's a,
Well,
I'll read it. I'll print it out.
take a quick lap and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
And let you stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
Any other members?
I'm just old.
you get anything?
I got Max earlier.
Just so you know,
What's your mother's name?
so that's why we go straight to 2.5. I was mentioning that's the first thing we go on.
You got Charlie? What was he saying about? What was the name of your
24.
What was he saying about Charles and Blue?
Charles. I think Charles was the guy's name.
I thought it was Bill.
There was somebody else. Charles is like buried in the
Charles
cemetery.
was the
Oh, there
Charles
is one.
was the guy, and Bill was a like
Hold that up a minute.
Anna's
Hold that
dad.
up. No, that's not you guys. Turn it the other way. Oh, wait till they walk by.
No, it's nothing.
Move it down a little bit. Okay. I thought I saw something.
Yeah, sometimes it like
It's telling me something.
what? What do you say?
It's telling me bed. Go to.
Wait, did it actually say that?
No. It says bed.
Mike, you anything weird? Nothing?
What was your mother's name? Anne.
Yeah,
Again,
I haven't noticed that specifically. I got a high before we walked over here. I don't know if that's random. I don't know.
just like an HI.
Yeah.
What was
I
that?
keep getting a lot of Y's, like and M's. I feel like I'm curious if the name's Mary or something.
Brianna, right?
What's that?
Was it Brianna? Mother?
Well, that's not Mary. Who was Mary? And I have another Y. No, but I'm thinking it was M's and Y. So I'm just like, I have a feeling they're gonna try to spell Mary, but they haven't actually spelled Mary. But
Yeah.
he's saying the name was Mary. So.
Okay.
So now she has both parents' names on the same device.
But I don't.
Is that,
but
like,
like I didn't
common,
get
or
it
is
really
it-
spelled out. Like I just feel like there's a lot of M's and a lot of Y's,
Yeah.
and like I feel like there's been some other.
What's weird is the names, like on like with the RHETT spirit box. If somebody gets both names, they're like, I just heard it in one phrase say William and Mary, and because that's what they'll like take notes with. They write down William and Mary because it's one phrase from like a radio commercial or a DJ talking or whatever. So we were getting it all the time from one device. So I'm not surprised that you have Bill and the MY.
Yeah.
You know, constant thing coming from the same device.
Yeah, like there's another M. You know, like I feel like there's just been a lot of them.
I love it. Again, this is what makes me excited about the device. Is almost like they're learning how to use this. Because you have to remember, like they have to create an EMF by coming near it. So they have to come by it at a certain time when the cursor is at the right letter. So again, it's like teaching them how to use the damn thing. So I normally don't bring that out with like a group of 5 or less, just because it's pointless.
Yeah.
I'd rather get the more active spirit boxes and that kind of thing out. But I figured with you guys tonight, would want to experiment with different things. I think it's working out pretty good. for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I mean, Bill was clear as day.
Yeah.
I showed
Yeah,
you. You saw it. It was clear
It was.
as day.
Nice. Now what do you got?
Wall?
Oh, yeah, this shows up here.
Actually, I had bed, weight, grass, and wall. I mean, a lot of them changed quickly there, where it hadn't changed for a while.
So the word wall, again, normally shows up on his spirit box. At this location, the original Charlestown wall was right here on Cumberland Street.
Ah, okay.
Like this was a walled city. You're now inside the original Charlestown.
4.2.
4.2.
Charlestown and the wall. Okay. And what's bed?
I don't know.
Any
That's,
relevance there?
well, we get a lot of dirty terms relative to Miss Ann Bonnie, who slept around a little bit. All right, I think it's time we wrap this up. We have a lot going on here.
We'll try it
Got to begin.
a few more times.
Interesting piece. Rhett, you got anything else?
So, wait, the one thing we did get.
Glove anything?
Blood?
Glove. Like a glove?
Like a hand glove.
I mean, kind of.
See if we get the E.
Well, the E's right before it too, right? So I mean.
Oh, you see it. I don't know.
Oh, yep, I got it. Sure did.
Glove?
Yep.
Whoa.
You're so good at doing this.
Yeah. You guys are all
Love
hired.
Jake.
It's a JK. Just kidding. Not glove.
Jake. Yeah, they know all of our short texting.
I know.
Oh, I hear the whistling again. So let's talk about all of these great things that you guys found. This is weird because we don't normally get this much going on at this location. So
You were
I'm
telling
just
us
excited.
like another thing, like about like the ship or whatever. Yeah, I don't think. Did anybody find that?
Nope, nobody got the ship name. Nope. So I'm going to cover it. I'm actually excited because we got obviously the name Bill, but she kept getting the letters M-Y, M-Y. Like that seemed to be a common thing. The mother's name was Mary. Just going to point that out. So we did get that on the same device, which is a common thing. We normally get it from a regular spirit box. But again, the fact that it both came from that, I'm actually pretty excited. So I'm going to explain our next location after I cover the quick answers, because our next location is our last stop, and it's a group experiment. So you guys are going to be a little. We'll see how this goes with this group that I have in front of me. This is Ann Bonnie. Obviously, she had red hair. He kept getting the word Ruby on his spirit box. So again, parents' names are William Cormack, Mary Brennan. Again, not another subliminal trick with the name Mary. We just happen to have two, and not to mention we got kind of the name on the other Envoy device. But Mary Brennan was a servant for the Cormack family. So if you guys wanted to guess how Dad met Mom, you'd be correct. So I'm just going to put that out there. It's another 30-minute scandal we just don't need to cover. So the city she grew up in was Cork County, Ireland. So sometimes we'll get the word Cork that'll pop through. Obviously her hair color is red. Calico Jack. I also like to show you what he looked like because everybody wants to see what they based Johnny Depp off of. Calico Jack was named that because of the jackets that he wore. They came from British captains that he killed. His father was a tailor. So obviously textiles were very important to the Rackham family. And Calico Jack basically translates to modern English of fancy jacket. So every once in a while we'll get the word jacket that'll pop up at this location as well. The name of his ship was called the Kingston. I do not expect the word Kingston to come through RHETT's device, possibly Cam's, because it does pick up more disembodied voices than the other device. The word King would suffice on any other device because you're listening to Charleston radio stations. So again, the word King, again, I'll take it as a direct answer. It's like, oh, what color is a big red barn kind of mentality. So We don't always get the word king or Kingston. That's why when it does come through, I'm very excited. I'm still excited about that. And we got a 2.4 and a 4.8. So those are rarities at this location as well. We normally have flat zeros. So hopefully with Mike's camera, because it's so small, I don't always follow up with it in real time when I get back to the office. I do watch it on a computer, and I send it to YouTube so you guys can watch it on your TV. So yeah, again, I make it nice and big when I get to watch it. So if I'm not following up with Mike as much, he does look a little on the board side. We're going to change that up. At the next location. Now, we are going to be doing the Estes method at the next location. Is anybody not familiar with this? You guys got some blank faces on your...
I'm unfamiliar.
All right, I got you. So, here's what's going to happen. So I'm going to take Rhett, I'm going to take Cam, and I'm going to have to give Cam a different spirit box, so I'll have one just like Rhett's. But I'm going to blindfold both of them, and they're not going to know the history of the location. I am going to take the rest of you, except for Mike, he's going to have a part in this as well. And I'm going to teach you the history of the ghost we're going to try to communicate with. And then through the blindfolds, you guys are just going to have spirit boxes loud enough to where you're not going to be able to hear me. I'm going to be talking to both of you as if you're the ghost. And hopefully you're going to give me the answers to my direct questions. Now, Mike's going to have a part in this too. That'll be all right. It's the fun part of this whole night.
And that's why I'm happy I did.
Mike, you're going to get a virtual reality camera. Okay. And hang on, there's going to be a phone in there that's going to generate images off of artificial intelligence based off of the readings like what Ariana's getting. So basically there's an EMF meter in the phone, and it'll translate the binary code into a random image. Hopefully what you're going to see is going to be complementary to what these two gentlemen are telling you. So again, what you're about to do is about 45% accurate. Their chances are about 33% that we're going to have a success. So again, the images can be very creepy or they can be very nonchalant. What do you got?
No.
Yeah. Not really worried about it.
Okay.
So,
Glad you're not.
no. So along the way, so actually, Mike, we'll take your cam because it's pretty much you're going to be walking and we're not going to be filming in between, and you're going to have a new job. So Parker's job when we get into doing this session, he's going to film the entire experiment so you guys can watch it later. I am not going to tell the three gentlemen the history that I'm going to tell everybody else. So tonight, so they're going to either have to wait for Parker's recording or the voice recording to know if it was actually relevant or not. So when we get into the park, Ariana, we have seen triple digits in there, so start paying attention when we get inside. And I think that about covers it. You're going to listen along the way, and then we'll swap spirit boxes when we get inside. Is that fair? There's your boom. Didn't somebody hear the word boom earlier?
Heard you.
What did it say?
It said heard you.
Oh.
I wrote that down at
Thought somebody had it.
Oh, I also heard insurance.
Ooh, boom.
And it was like,
Ruby Insurance.
yep, Ruby Insurance.
All right, we ready to go blindfold some people?
Wait, so people?
That's, I would never do that.
So Cam's gonna be blindfolded. Rhett's gonna be blindfolded. Dad's gonna have a virtual reality headset on. You're gonna be filming the entire thing. You're gonna be like the director, okay? All right, got this. Do it. Like
And I'm okay to just keep rolling this thing, right?
along the yeah, keep it going.
Do you want me to pause mine?
Yeah, along the way. Oh. Did you find a spot to do? It's voice recorder, just so you guys know, like it is nuts. It's a musician's voice recorder. So it's multi-channel, so it can literally hear a frog fart from a mile away. Like I'm telling you, it is nuts. We've caught disembodied voices with this, with another story that I do in the middle of the week, just because it's too busy on the weekend. So we don't always get a chance to do the murder mystery, but every once in a while I'll pull it out here just to kind of see what we get. And we've had voices in here. And it's kind of nice. I only do it when we're the only ones here. So very cool stuff. All she's gonna have to do is sit there and listen.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I want that job.
No.
All right, perfect. You're on record?
Yeah.
Any other numbers? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to have your voice in. Spirit boxes are going to be loud enough where you can't hear me. You're going to tell me everything that you hear. Now, the two gentlemen with on the ends, if you're too loud, the person you came with will tap you on the shoulder. Quiet down. You got neighbors? I turn off the piss off.
You heard that, Ariana?
Yeah,
If I'm too loud, slap me.
I'm not.
When we're done, they're going to tap you on the leg. That means we're done, you take off your own gear. I'm only going to keep you guys on this for 10 minutes. That's it. This can be very overwhelming if you've never done this before. So again, remember, tell me everything you hear in real time. So So when you hear it, you say it. Very simple. Okay. So my mirror images. Have you ever done virtual reality before?
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't a dinosaur coming to eat your face up. Kind of stuff. You're going to see a galaxy off in the distance, and a picture may show up from time to time in front of it. You tell me what the picture looks like in simple terms. 3 gentlemen on a bench with a tree. They're going to be talking over you. They don't know that you're talking. So in the event that they're both quiet, I may ask you probing questions. What time period are the gentlemen from? What are they wearing? What their ethnicity is? What's their race? You get the probing questions. So I'm going to take the phone out of there. You guys are going to put your blindfolds on, then your headphones, and crank up your spirit boxes, and then do not touch your spirit boxes. I want to make sure you're not cheating with the volume.
Cranking it up. I'm going under right now.
Do it.
If you need me, slap my leg.
It is 11:17, just so everybody knows what that is.
Hey, should I start saying what I hear?
Yep.
We'll start. Yeah, about what I heard.
Slow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll test them. Turn that volume up.
Turn it up.
Yeah, turn it way up.
Going strong for so long,
Perfect. The color is a blue banana. Okay, I can't hear.
including trouble breathing.
Trouble breathing. You guys got that, right? You guys know how he died.
Music.
Henry Timrod, if you're here, can you give us something about your occupation, please?
Podcast. America.
Henry? All you have to do is look straight.
Troops.
It'll line up with you. Focus. Right here at the top.
After disaster,
Fire.
Henry Timrod.
Salvation.
We are looking for something about your occupation, please. Can you tell us what you did for a living?
What did you say about the focus?
It's up here in the center.
defense,
Praying.
Henry Timrod, if you're here, can you let me know by telling me something about your job?
Low.
We got a bunch of gentlemen in the seat tonight. I know you're not always happy about a bunch of females sitting here.
Strategy.
That's the war stuff. You guys getting that?
Timing. Local community.
Henry? Need to give us a little bit something
got my
more.
phone.
Tell me something more specific.
Class.
I moved 60%.
Henry Timrod.
Healthy weight.
Field.
Henry. You bring somebody else here
Shackles.
with you?
I heard the whistle again. Jesse. Shadow.
Henry. Did you bring Dr. Latcher?
Middle of absolutely nowhere.
Did you bring Dr. Latcher with you tonight? You okay? That just smoker's cough?
Christ.
Yeah. Henry.
Free.
Henry Timrod. Needed to push through. Quiet in here.
Coach.
I also have Miss Lisa over there on the camera. She's computing. Any voice. You don't want to say anything.
Teenager.
She's from South
Texas.
Dakota.
You're
She can hear me.
Easier.
Barely.
Really?
Cream.
It's just a lot up and down.
Outfit. Violent.
Man standing with his hat in a suit, three-piece suit.
What? What are you doing?
On here?
Just film that.
Dog.
Just film that.
1800s.
It doesn't matter.
Wait.
90s.
2-3 weeks.
Is he okay? It's like a little, like out of breath.
Proud.
Beautiful Charleston.
Get along.
Henry. Who is this in the picture?
Give you more.
Henry, we're trying to be very specific about your occupation. Tell us what you do for a living. Verify you're here.
Yes. It's that time.
What's our word she's got? Anything spelled out for us?
Chinese.
Henry Timrod. I need you to really push through. We're getting a lot of gibberish.
Jesus. 96, 96.
I heard the N word. That's what I'm not gonna say.
Procession.
The plan.
Best cake you'll ever.
Guess what?
Best cake you'll ever.
Henry, I'm asking about your occupation.
Darkness.
Darkness.
Oh, that's creepy.
Things just lit up.
All I had to do,
More.
Bird,
Jesus.
Dog or something.
A dog?
call.
You heard the word dog earlier.
Identical research.
Sidewalk.
Creepy.
Carjack an old lady.
It's like all kind of lit up.
Dark.
You just said carjack old lady.
Yeah, he sure did.
That's the murder mystery that I
Stand
normally
out.
tell on that corner over
Oh,
there
really?
during the week. She was actually
Oh,
shot, and then it was 1933, so somebody came by and picked her
How
up.
much longer do we have?
Keep going, Cam.
About 5 minutes. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just kind of creepy.
There's like a bright white.
I feel like the darkness
Thing.
was creepy.
It was.
And he saw something at the same time.
He said it flashed.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
something white.
the fact that I was
I
synced.
don't know what this is, but
It was like essentially synced on
Back
both.
up ahead, maybe.
it says abstract.
Yeah, we get a lot of weird stuff from there. Different styles of art.
Extra. 25.
Almost not, buddy.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Let's our last spot.
Honda Superstore. Mother's Day.
How old were you when you passed away?
Process. Approval.
That's a number. Can you tell us how old you were? Looking for verification.
96.
You weren't 96. Try again.
52928.
Let's
Maybe.
do a reset and kind of see if it tries again.
Said 52928.
No. Henry, it's close.
We will rock you.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Just what sound?
Henry, we're looking for your age at the time that you passed away.
Today.
No.
Is that the outro to We Will Rock You by Queen?
Henry,
Praise the Lord.
Henry, you haven't given us much of anything.
Boom.
The only thing that made
You
sense.
should be driving a Honda. Baptized.
Moving.
Henry, do you want me to ask about the church that's next to us? Can you tell me the name of the church?
Thumbs up.
I believe you had two.
Alive. Let's get it up.
Amanda.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's
knows.
kind of what I heard. But it could
I
be
think you
just
need to turn your volume up.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Turn your
You need to
volume
turn
up.
Oh, but I don't like that. That's scary.
Boy.
But like it like jump scares me. Oh my gosh.
All of that.
Oh,
Cam, come on. Just say what you hear.
We
Audrey.
are
I see this reaction.
every person.
You
I
did
made
hear
over
Amanda.
$200.
What?
You're getting paid for this?
Henry, we're gonna wrap
Almost
it up.
done, buddy.
Tell us good night or tell us the code word for us to leave. What's the code
God,
word?
it's loud.
Merrily.
Code word is home, just so you guys
Oh.
know.
Oh gosh, dude, this thing
No
jump
reversal.
scares me.
Henry, if you'd like us to leave, you gotta tell us the code word or tell us good night.
Superlative.
Henry, we're down to about 2 minutes. I'm grateful for another image.
Try forming.
Your mic doesn't work.
43628. Right down the road.
Henry,
Back to the mix.
Spanish words.
Henry, we're gonna wrap it up.
A relevant scenario.
Full wedding up and down. Henry,
We are Fiesta.
going once,
Away.
Balderdash.
going twice. All right, family members, let's tap them out.
Century.
Mike, go ahead and peel that off
You
your
tap
face.
his leg.